So today we're going to be talking about the Young Thug YSL trial, and in particular, the judge acting a fool on these lawyers. Now, this is a very complex case, and it has been going on for over a year. The trial itself has been going on for over a year. I think the jury selection almost took a year. There's more than 20 defendants, and they're all being charged under the Georgia RICO statute, which is the racketeer organized crime statute. This is what they prosecute gangs and stuff under, and like mafias. That's really why these laws were put into place, because of the mafia. And the allegations are extreme. They are being accused, this group of alleged criminal organization, whatever, they are being accused of robbery, theft, carjacking, and even murder. This case is being prosecuted by DA Fannie Willis's office. Now, one of the star witnesses for the prosecution is a guy by the street name of Lil Woody. His real name is something Copeland, but Lil Woody is a character to say the least. Now, importantly, Lil Woody was guaranteed basically immunity if he were to testify against Young Thug and the YSL alleged ring. So that's very important because basically he got a plea deal to be a snitch. Now, on Friday, June 7th, Lil Woody was sworn in to begin his testimony against Young Thug, presumably. But coming as, I guess, a surprise to people, he went ahead and pled the fifth, meaning he invoked his Fifth Amendment right to not testify against himself, which is your constitutional right to do. And since Lil Woody had been granted immunity, kind of entered into this deal already beforehand, the judge wasn't having any of this Fifth Amendment stuff and sent Lil Woody to jail over the weekend, that weekend of the June 7th. And that's where things start to get a little sticky, because whenever court went back in on Monday, the judge had a meeting with Lil Woody and the prosecution, which is, again, headed by Fannie Willis's office, and he did not, meaning the judge did not inform the defense's lawyers. This is a huge deal because it's such a critical stage in the trial, and of course, Young Thug and anybody accused of a crime does have certain constitutional protections. So when court was, I guess, officially publicly in session, at that point, the main defense attorney, the one representing Young Thug, his name is Brian Steele. He stood up in open court and he was like, Your Honor, why didn't you tell me and my client about this whole situation, about you meeting in private with Lil Woody, because we were supposed to be there. My client has a right to know what was said in that meeting. So we're going to watch a little bit of the clips. I'm going to react to a couple of the clips here. But as usual, this is not legal advice. I am in absolutely no way an expert on any of this stuff. Whenever I did practice law, which I do not now, I'm not your lawyer. I do not represent you, and I do not represent any clients. I'm not licensed to practice. I gave that thing up so that I could come on here and say what I want to say. Second of all, I just want to be very clear. I don't know what Young Thug and the rest of them did or didn't do. Based on what we've seen about P. Diddy, Sean P. Diddy, Puff Daddy Combs, he might have did some of this stuff. I really do not know. Maybe he's innocent. Maybe he's not. He should be presumed innocent until proven guilty, and he absolutely should be afforded his constitutional due process protections. But I'm not trying to be on one side or the other about, oh, he did it, he didn't do it. I honestly don't really know that much about the allegations. I've really been following this lawyer contempt thing, and that's what we're going to react to today. Because y'all, as we know, a lot of these lawyers and prosecutors and judges do not know how to act. And even though there are rules in place and laws in place that are supposed to be followed, they don't follow them. So I just wanted to show what I believe to be a little bit of a miscarriage of justice and something that we're going to follow and look at. I mean, we did see this similar thing happen to one of my personal friends and someone who y'all can go watch his channel, Sean Paul Reyes from Long Island Audit. I was just saying I was nervous, but Sean told me never be scared in the face of tyranny.
Never.
And that's
But I'm a little nervous because BJ's with me today, so I have to make sure that nothing bad happens today.
What were you about to say? Has to make sure she doesn't act a damn fool in this city hall. There's a judge. There honestly recently two different cases where judges have been acting a damn fool. If y'all want to go check that video out, you can. I'll leave it somewhere. Go check it out. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into the clip where the judge is being confronted by Brian Steele, Young Thug's lawyer, and it gets a little dicey. Let's roll the tapes.
I'm kind of disturbed because that's ex parte. All that was an ex parte conversation. How did you find out about any of that?
Well, I'm disturbed too. And the reason
I'm asking you a question. How did you find out about it?
I'm going to answer you the question.
Okay.
Scuttle, if you look at SCUDDER versus State, which is 298 Georgia, 438, it's Division 2, 782 Southeast 2D 638, 2016. Our highest court says when a court meets, because Mr. Copeland comes in, meets with the court supposedly made statements, which I assume is somewhat accurate based upon what you just said. We're entitled, Mr. Williams and every other person wrongly charged here is entitled under the Georgia Constitution to be present. That's a critical stage.
It's just like when you meet with me. And
Pause. Okay. So Brian Steele has cited a case, Scudder, even though he pronounced it Scuttle for some reason, that apparently in Georgia, if the judge is there making statements and the person who he's talking to is a witness who's under oath, it is apparent. I mean, I didn't read this case, but what Brian Steele is citing is a case which purportedly states that ex parte meeting should have given notice before it happened to the defendant and to, his lawyer, obviously. And so the judge is like, yeah. Precedent, blah, blah, blah. Who told you I had the meeting? And he's just pissed. He's just mad. The judge is mad that somebody snitched on him.
Met with me. It's those are ex parte for a lot of different other reasons, but I will certainly note that for purposes of record.
Well, I'm going forward. What I was told was that Mr. Copeland said,
And you haven't answered my question yet.
I'm not
How
going
did
to
you
answer that question.
You're not.
No, I will not answer that
Why
question.
will you not answer that question?
Because I want to make sure that what I say is accurate. And I'm not trying to
No.
get anybody else.
I'm asking you, how did you get this
I'm
information?
not telling the court. What I'm saying is based upon information.
Okay, well, listen, if you don't tell me how you got this information, then you and I are going to have some problems.
We can have this.
Okay, first of all, that's a threat. We're going to have some problems. Okay, like that is very thuggish stuff to say for a judge. Like he should just say what he actually means because it seems like some type of threat. But, and not in a legal way. But the judge seems to think that he's allowed to do this. And I don't think he is. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm just a girl on the internet. But I mean, think about it. You're in the United States of America. Somebody's being accused of very serious crimes, all the way up to literally unaliving people. And the judge is having meetings off to the side without telling the defense. Like, even if it's not Young Thug, right? Like, even if it's, think about it, if it's you, the judge is meeting with the prosecutor and the witness and threatening them. Now we know. Now today we know who told Brian Steele. And it was another lawyer. Remember, there's like 20, 30 defendants in this case, and they all got lawyers. So another lawyer actually knew about it, or maybe was in there, like maybe Woody's lawyer, and she's the one told. And come to find out in that meeting, all kinds of stuff was said to Lil Woody, like threatening to put him back in jail, basically coaching him, in my opinion, on what to say, what not to say, what to do, what not to do. And I don't know. I mean, I think this judge is busted, but I also don't think whenever the judge was doing it that he even thought about it as it was a bad thing. I think he's just used to just doing whatever he feels like, running his court like it's just another extension of this organized crime ring or something. And, innocent until proven guilty, I don't know. But this is just, his behavior gets worse and worse. This is the first day, right? Like, this is the moment that he gets confronted about it.
Got problems right now.
Okay, I know. Look, I don't want to know about your problems. Okay, at this point in time, all I'm asking you at this point in time is, how did you come upon this information? Look, if the case gets reviewed, the record's going to be available for our appellate court and for whatever reason. But it's disturbing that somehow you have surreptitiously gotten information in regards to the court's private ex parte conversation with a party. I mean,
no, it's disturbing that the court even had those conversations in the first place. There is no private ex parte conversation with a witness under oath.
This, who was sworn in Friday, the court's telling, this is what I was told. If this is not true, not true. This court
Mr. Steele,
handed
ask me,
Mr. Copeland.
tell me how you got the information.
Listen, tell me what you do.
Tell me how you got the information, then we can go ahead and go forward.
I'm not going to say that. What I'm going to say is this. I was told, and I hope this concerns the court.
It concerns me that you have proprietary information.
Why is it
or
proprietary?
Information that you should not be having that was ex parte.
Why?
With a party.
Why?
State of
This
Georgia.
judge
How about
just keeps making it worse and worse for himself. Him saying outwardly, openly, you should not be having the information that I even had a meeting ex parte without your client present with the material witness. I don't think this judge is going to make it too much longer on the bench after this case. I think he'll be retiring soon, if I had to guess.
Yes. How about Mr. Copeland, who supposedly announced he's not testifying and he'll sit for 2 years, and then supposedly this honorable court,
okay.
or excuse me, let me rephrase that. This court supposedly said, I can hold you until the end of this trial. Ms. Hilton supposedly said, actually, all of the defendants and then all 26 people are disposed of. If that's true, what this is coercion, witness intimidation, ex parte communications that we have a constitutional right to be present for. So I understand that you're upset towards me, but I know what I did.
Mr. Steele, I still want to know, how did you...
So this judge wanted to have a little back alley meeting back by the dumpsters, basically. And if you don't testify in this trial, I'm going to hold you and I'm going to keep you in prison. I'm going to do it. So Brian's still saying, dude, that's witness intimidation. And this judge is like, I'll hold you in contempt too. That's basically what's going on.
Come upon this information. Who told you?
What I want to know is, why wasn't I there? Why,
sir, I'm going to hold you in contempt if you don't tell me who tell me who this information was coming from.
Held in contempt.
And
Well,
usually lawyers, because they don't want to lose their license and they don't want to lose their paycheck, I say 80% of them would have just right there, then and there, just broke down and said, I don't want to say it out in open court. You know, maybe they would say, I'll tell you behind the scenes or whatever. You know, I don't want to. This lawyer is ready to go all the way to jail.
That's attorney-client privilege information. I am not
attorney-client privilege. Unless you were in my chambers, that's the only way you can figure out.
I am telling
tell you what, I'm going to give you 5 minutes. If you don't tell me, if you don't tell me who it is, I'm going to put you. I'm going to put you in contempt because that is not attorney-client privilege.
Here comes the bailiff, ready, guns, bulletproof vest.
That information supposedly from my chambers. Did somebody tell you?
I'm not. You should have told me.
Here's the thing. Does it matter? Does it matter how he got the information? And I don't know if this part got clipped out of this clip or not, but at some point the judge does say to Brian Steele something along the lines of, were you eavesdropping? Which is a crime. It's a criminal allegation. And then later on, of course, he'll backtrack on that. But does it matter how he got the information? Why is the judge so concerned about how he got it? He thought, well, I mean, obviously somebody that was in the room told him, but if you weren't doing nothing wrong, then why are you getting so upset about it? Now you're about to put somebody else in jail because you did something you weren't supposed to do and you got caught.
You got 5 minutes.
Well, you don't need it. I want to continue. This is what
I'll
I was
go to
told.
jail
Mr.
too.
Copeland says,
I'm not going to be threatened. I'll go to jail. Bye. 20 days, probably be fun.
Mr. Copeland made statements that he admitted to killing Donovan Thomas and was, don't take my notes. No.
These shady editors. Okay, so we fast forwarded, we've, moved forward. And now the clip that we're going to see is the man, Brian Steele, he's been held in contempt. Technically speaking, he's in custody. So for whatever reason, they're not actually going to allow the lead main lawyer on the case, the one who's been the main one, to do his job. The judge is being a bully, a tyrant, a dictator, and saying, nope, he's going to jail, which of course messes up the entire trial. I mean, I think it's grounds for a mistrial, period. If you just take away the main head lawyer and you're forcing everybody else to just carry on as if that was something they could have even prepared for. So the judge is basically, what you're about to see is another one of the lawyers, the co-counsel for Young Thug, saying, Your Honor, we can't just carry on without the lead lawyer here. And you'll see how the judge responds to that.
Some things out of nothing. I think that you're on very precarious ground at this point in time. So I'm telling you at this point in time, he's in custody. We're going to go ahead and start. You can represent Mr. Williams. That's okay. That's fine. I'll take up the other stuff as needed.
That's okay.
But I'm not going
That's
to take it up right
fine.
now.
That's fine. Any old lawyer will do.
Again? Sir, you have. Well, you're going to have to do the best you can at this point in time, because you don't get to extort the court. That's what you're attempting to do at this point in time. Sir, yes, you are. What you're trying to do is, I'm not going forward if I don't get this.
Okay, what you're witnessing now is called a Darvo tactic, where somebody gets busted, caught doing something they wasn't supposed to do. So a really easy thing to do is to just reverse the victim and offender. In this case, the victim is the person whose due process rights are being violated, Young Thug and now Brian Steele. And the offender is this judge, because he wasn't supposed to be doing that ex parte stuff. But now he's saying, oh, you're extorting me. No, You, idiot, are extorting them by saying, we're going to take your freedom away under force of the state, perhaps take your ability to even make money away, because you won't snitch and tell me something that, I mean, in my opinion, he's not even required to tell him. Now, if the lawyer would have wanted to come out and say something, yeah, okay, it was so-and-so who told me, he could have, I don't guess anything was necessarily stopping him. But you're going to see his argument is that that is a privileged, confidential piece of information that not only does he not have to tell the court, but Brian Steele's going to argue he's required by attorney ethics not to tell the court because it was found out in certain privileged ways.
You know, it doesn't work that way, Mr. Adams. I'm telling you at this point in time, I would just kind of govern yourself accordingly, sir.
I would govern myself
I'm telling
accordingly if
you,
I was you, buddy, because you're the extorter as far as I
the
can
court,
tell.
under these particular circumstances, everything will come out as it should. I don't think
Just like it just did.
Sir, I don't have enough information at this point in time to address it. I don't. But I'm telling you at this point in time, there is nothing that was given, said, whatever, this morning.
Then why was it ex parte? If it was nothing given, said this morning, then A, why do you give a shit that anybody knows about it? If there was nothing said, given. Number two, why did it have to be such a secret, quiet, secret society meeting in chambers hidden from? How did you find out? I mean, I think this guy just got completely caught off guard and busted. And now he has to just flounder around and figure out how to cover up his own corruption and stupidity, in my opinion.
Accuracy for some of the information that we
But sir, I don't even know. Your co-counsel won't even tell me who said whatever. Okay. And the challenge I'm having in this particular circumstance is that is such a violation of the sacrosanctness of the court's chambers and an ex parte conversation. You're just glossing over that. You're glossing over that in its entirety. No, it's not, sir.
Busted.
That's not what happened. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. That's not what happened.
That's
I'm just
how it
telling you,
happened,
that's not what happened.
in my opinion.
Respectfully, we are not obligated to simply accept that there's been no violation. We believe that there has been. And the only
Okay, well then you've made your. No, we're not doing that at this point in time. So you'll have a choice to make. All right, take Mr. Steele into custody, please.
This man needs to be removed from the bench. Permanently. If I had to guess, what's going to end up happening is this judge is going to end up working for the JAM system. He's going to be an arbitrator this time next year, if I had to guess.
To confer with counsel regarding the appropriate remedy in this type of
Okay, all right. Yes, sir, you certainly may.
Mr. Williams does not wish to go forward without me being here. You're removing me against his will, my will. You're taking away his right to counsel. And you're conducting material
Amendment.
parts of this trial without me present, and I can't learn about it by watching it online.
process.
So for that reason, additionally, I asked for a mistrial. And I assume you deny, but I'd like you to deny our motions for mistrial. You denied the other people.
I've denied your motion, but I'll certainly take that under advisement, sir.
And look, listen. If Young Thug or any of them did what they are accused of doing, they should absolutely be held responsible, accountable, serve time, do all that, whatever. It's heinous stuff they were accused of. If they did it, they should absolutely bear the burden of it. But if someone actually did something, then the conviction should be able to survive an actually fair trial. And this don't seem fair to me. It don't seem fair to me. So yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like they're doing too much there. I mean, one other thing I did notice is there's a familiar face in this trial. We'll get into that later. Anyway, that's all I really had for this video. I will be doing another few videos on this trial, specifically on this aspect of the trial. So make sure you are subscribed and turn your notification bell on and all of that. I will see you in the next one. Facts and defamation. Love you, meaning goodbye. proper patola. Cordier, polier, proper patola. Cordier, proper patola. Don't make no sense trying to come for me. I could block you from the game in a heartbeat. It's a billion views, it's only one of me. If you wanna catch me, better run a Starfleet. Cord up on my wrist, gun down on my chest, like 22 carats and nothing less. Like I could come for you, but it wouldn't be a fair fight. I am the whole sun, you are a nightlight. Sassy, girl, cheeky, hot chala. Rolling on my wrist, I'm a real high roller. Make it so hot, you need hashmola. Cordier, polier, proper patola. It don't make no sense trying to come for me. Ground zero, rolling on a Peloton. I'm so hype, you're wondering what the hell I'm on. I can do anything that I put in my mind. Raja, go, baka, banga, come. Made me wanna go to Patiala. Tie this langa, gold leaf, nala. If you ever come into my pen, just holla. Say my name, Merena, Musayala. Merena, Merena. Merena, Merena. Sassy, call, cheeky, hot chala. I don't really wanna tell them where I came from. Just know that I learned from the great ones. You could keep it to yourself or you could say some. Either way, I'm headed to the limelight. Shah Rukh Khan. Sassy, call, cheeky, hot chala. Rolling on my wrist, I'm a real high roller. Make it so hot, you need hashmola. Cordier, polier, proper patola. Make it so hot, you need hashmola. Don't make no sense trying to come for me. Cordier, polier, proper patola. I could block you from the game in a heartbeat. Sassy, girl, cheeky, hot chala. Rolling on my wrist, I'm a real high roller. Make it so hot, you need hashmola. Cordier, polier, proper patola. It don't make no sense trying to come for me. It's a billion views, it's only one of me. If you wanna catch me, better run a Starfleet.